Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be counting down the 10 toys that I'm kind of scared of. And this video is going to be a little special for halfway to Halloween. I'm going to start at the beginning, starting with number 10. And this is the toy that I was scared of as a kid, but I've since grown out of, which is Furby. So when I was a kid, I really wanted a Furby. I finally got a Furby. I remember specifically my mom bringing him into my room. It was the curly little baby one. I think it's like a sheep or something. I still want to get it. I want to get it again from my childhood. I never played with it. I played with it for one day. I put my finger in its mouth. It said feed me, hungry. I probably had this when I was 8 years old. I immediately didn't like the idea of me putting my finger in its mouth and then it wanting to eat me. I really thought that it wanted to eat me. And still sometimes I have one baby who I keep batteries in, and if it gets moved and it starts talking, I get a little anxious. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't keep me from having them in my collection because I think they're cuter than anything else. I think they're cuter than they are creepy. I think on a creepiness scale, I would give it a 1. You know what I mean? The next one, number 9 on our list, is trolls. So I do also have some trolls in my collection, and they are mostly all the Funko Pop remakes of trolls, which are not as creepy as the original trolls. Now, I don't know why. I have no reason to be afraid of trolls, especially the trolls that I'm thinking of are the little treasure trolls, the ones that have a different little jewel on its belly. But for some reason, I just always feel if I have a troll, that it's cursed. I don't really know why. It's just a gut feeling, something about it. And the thing is, I think trolls are so cute. They have this fun, crazy hair. They have the little jewels. They have different outfits. I think they're adorable. But whenever there is one in my presence, I'm actually scared. On the scariness scale, I'm going to give it a 3 because I'm actually scared of it. And I don't really want to be scared of it, you know? The next one on my list is number 8, and that is my buddy. My buddy, I actually had my kid sister, I think, which is the girl version of my buddy as a kid, and I was afraid of it. It went in the attic and it stayed there until I know it went somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm really glad that it was gone. And of course, we all know that my buddy is the inspiration behind Chucky, but that really wasn't the reason that it creeped me out. It's something about how the face is so smooth, kind of House of Wax kind of stuff. It's scary. It's scary, and it's so human sized, it's a little bigger. I would not bring in one in my house. Scariness scale, 3, just like the trolls. They're kind of even. I might switch back and forth on them, but yeah, my buddy is coming in at number 8. Number 7, I have to get my phone, I have it in my notes, is Elf on the Shelf. So I like those little Christmas elves, but something about Elf on the Shelf actually creeps me out. To think that there's this little elf watching you around your house, and to tell your kids oh, this elf is watching you, and I know that he has this thing for being mischievous and stuff. That scares me, because what if I don't know, but he's actually doing shit around my house? What if every year I get him out and he's spying for not Santa but Satan? Yeah, I'm scared of Elf on the Shelf. scariness factor, let's put him at a 3.5 on the scary scale. And do you want to know who number 6 is? It's so hard to choose. I think I'm gonna go with the Russian monkeys. So I don't really know what it is about them. I would never have one in my collection because they scare me. Their faces or something about their faces is really frightening to me. I don't really have any reason. Like, I've looked them up online, and I'm like an ex-monkey collector. So when I was a kid, my main collection was plush monkeys that were vintage that I got from the thrift store as a kid. So they were from all different time periods, and I was never scared of any of them, but I'm scared of the Russian monkeys, and I don't really know why. Maybe if I got one, then my opinion would change. But yeah, on the scariness scale, we'll leave it at a 3.5 as well. It's just a little creepy. I could sleep as long as it wasn't in the bedroom with me. The next one we're gonna go with is another Russian, but they have them as not, I know that other people have made them. They're the vintage Santas. They are so charming. I know I'm the worst, but I actually have a story about a vintage Santa. So when I was like 13 years old, I would stay at my friend's grandmother's house often, and we would have sleepovers over there, like a bunch of girls. And one night, I'm sleeping and my other friend is sleeping. It's the girl who it's her grandmother's house. We'll call her H. And our other 2 friends come like running in the room, screaming, crying, waking us up, telling us that the Russian Santa was talking to them and it was saying evil things to them. Now, we're only 13 years old, so we're not on drugs, we're not doing anything crazy, but they both, the 2 of them, said that it was talking to them. They put it in a drawer, they shut it. I'm getting chills in my back. Like, I was so scared after that I would probably never own one just because of that one. Like, it actually creeps me out. On a scariness scale, a 5. It is scary because I have personal experience with it. That's why it's so scary. The next one we are going to talk about is Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. I will never own one for the same reason that I bet a lot of people would never own one, and that is because they are creepy. That is because they are the doll from Annabelle. We don't want those in our house. I know that several times when I went to like flea markets and stuff and antique stores, Nick, my fiance, wants to bring one home. If it comes into the house, then I am going to go because that is creepy. No way. Scariness scale, 5. Terrifying. Maybe a 6, honestly. Let's put it at a 6 because that is terrifying. Where are we? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Number 3. This is not, it's a toy, but it's also kind of not a toy, which is the Ouija board. So I would never play on one. I would never want one in my house. I am just too, I guess, superstitious, and I'm scared. Like, okay, like, maybe it won't do anything. Maybe okay, so I was editing my video for the halfway to Halloween, like, toys I'm afraid of, and so I got to telling the story about the Ouija board, and I noticed that after that everything shuts off and there's nothing else. So let's add that to the spooky factor, I guess. But let me go ahead and tell you the story, and let's finish our countdown. So I've never had experience with a Ouija board, but I when I was like a teenager, probably like 14 or 15, maybe older, maybe 16. I remember me and my friends were on this, like we were in her backyard and we had a candle in the middle. And we were kind of doing a seance, even though we didn't know it was a seance. But we were saying like, oh, like, give us a sign, give us a sign. Oh my god, it's so crazy. I would never do that now. I don't know what I was thinking. And then like the candle like literally like shot up, and then like we heard like oh my god. And then as I was telling the story just now, Nick walked in the room and scared me. So okay, so yeah, there was like a loud noise, and like we all just like ran in and like we were scared. And so I was scared to death doing that, so I can only imagine how scared I'd be if I actually ever experienced anything with the Ouija board. I do think they're pretty, like the little planchette, is that what it's called? Like I think they're gorgeous, but I'm also very afraid of it. So let's give it a 5 as well. And then let's go on to the next toy, which is any kind of puppet. Like it doesn't matter if it's like those puppets that have the strings. I'm not so afraid of puppets that are animals, like I don't know if it's like Sesame Street or the Muppets or whatever, but if they're people form, they scare me. Like I think about Slappy. There was actually this Angel episode. It was like a spinoff of Buffy, and there was puppets who like had their hands in humans' backs and they were controlling them, and that's super terrifying. And I really had myself convinced that my family is going to be controlled by puppets. I was probably like 15 years old when I watched that, and I was like so terrified. But I have a generalized fear of puppets. Anyway, I can handle it, but like I couldn't sleep with them in the same room as me. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's also a number 5. I think that we're going to have a lot of 5 on the scariness scale from here on out. And then the final one is also a puppet, but he is a specific brand of puppet. I don't know who his maker is. He honestly might be Russian. I don't really know. But it is the Howdy Doody doll. The Howdy Doody puppet. My grandma had one when I was a very little kid. Like, I mean 6 or so. And I was really afraid of it. My family would follow me around and like scare me with it. You know, now that I think about it, like they'd be like telling it that it was gonna eat me. So maybe that is what spawned that fear reaction when Kirby told me to feed it. I don't know. But yeah, I once got a Howdy Doody doll at a thrift store, and I was going to bring it home and restore it and get over my fear. I took that thing to my mom's. I left it. I never came back. I don't know what happened to it, but I never want to see it again. And still to this day, sometimes I will have Howdy Doody nightmares because he is the most terrifying thing that I've ever seen in my life. So that ends our countdown. Thank you so much for being here. It was all in good fun. Yeah, and some of these toys I actually think are cute. And even as I like looked up pictures for like my graphics in the video, I was like, oh, that's actually really cute. Like I might get one of those. Yeah, so let me know if you have any toy fears down below, and I will see you in the next one. Stay whimsical. Bye guys.